Okay, first I just want to say hello. This is very special. I'm glad you guys, more people came on today, and it's real special to see you. It really is. I love seeing your faces. And I don't know how to, oh well, never mind. Uh, peace, cultivating inner peace. One of the things that I think that is one of the big mistakes that a lot of people do is try to use their mind to get out of stress and to get peaceful. It's their mind is the thing that's creating the problem. So um, if you can just if you can use the energy techniques, and everybody can use energy to move the energy. That's what happens. So if you like right here on the front of our foreheads, we have points called neurovasculars. And if you put both your fingers, the pads of your fingers right there, and hold it softly, and now take a deep breath in and out, it begins to bring flood blood through your forebrain, and it moves your thoughts out, which is what you want. Now, I'm going to tell you something that'll even make it a little bit better. If you take, in India, they make these mudras, okay? A mellow mudra. Take your thumb and your finger this way, and then take the knuckle of your thumb and put it in your temples, and the let's see, is that the third and the fourth finger on your forehead? And just breathe, sit that way and breathe. And it will just help move your tangled thoughts out and blood rushing up through, and it just begins to make you more and more peaceful. Really, if you have somebody who loves you in your life, have them hold those points. And it is amazing. Before I leave neurovasculars, here's another thing. If you just lay one hand
Mom, I'm
over
going
your,
to interrupt you. Hang on. Before you go on, because I know you want to get all these techniques in there and you start racing through. Can you just tell, for the new people, because remember we have so many new people, can you tell them a little bit about lung and large intestine, where our fingers are, and then where they are in the temple and the forehead?
I will. First of all, uh, neurovasculars are these. I mean, you've seen people throw their hands up over their forehead at times, right? I think they've been doing that since the beginning of time, but nobody ever told you why you're doing that. You do that because it helps move the stress out of your brain, your forebrain, and your hands, because they're electromagnetic, and your blood is electromagnetic. They hook, and it literally draws the blood up into your brain and starts clearing you. And if you hold them long enough, so you don't want to move off your forebrain fast. If you hold it long enough, then that blood starts balancing all the energies in your whole body, and it's good for all your organs. It's good for everything. And so then Dondi said, I did not say this clear enough, so I'm going to say it. If you put, Now, most people put their thumb over their finger like that. That's how it's really done. But some people say they don't feel comfortable and they want their pointer finger over their thumb. Whichever feels right, do it that way. But this is a mudra that comes out of India to, center yourself. But if you take that same mudra and lay the third and the fourth finger over your forehead, and the knuckle of your thumb into your temples. Everybody's got their knuckle in their temples. I'm looking to see. Okay, that that is really good. And you might even find that you're starting to take longer, deeper breaths.
Mom, would you like to talk about the breath? Because a lot of people are probably wondering how should they be breathing, and we often say breathe how it feels good for you, but there is one way
No,
we
yes, breathe
prefer
in
and
through
even.
your breathe in through your nose slowly and out through your mouth. And the reason why I mean, there are many different breathing techniques that might really apply to you, but I will tell you that one applies to every soul on the planet. And the reason why it does is that when you breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth, two energy systems, central and governing, hook at the back of your throat. And when they hook, it creates a microcosmic orbit energy that goes all the way around your body, and you are more protected. I mean, it prevents negative energies from coming in on you. So it's a really good thing to do. It's a good habit to learn. Just take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. You also activate your vagus nerve when you do that. And the vagus nerve controls your nervous system, which just can calm everything down. So, do everybody have those? Shake your head yes if yes. Okay. Now, the other thing you can do is just lay one hand over your forehead and one hand over the back of your head. There are neurovasculars on the back of your head as well. And you kind of sandwich the energy in, and it's really helpful to get the energy starting to calm. Now, somebody shake your head yes if anything, if energy is starting to calm in you. Yes, okay, you're right.
And
I
Mom,
love you. Yes,
will
Dondi.
you talk a little bit about where the hand is in the back of the head and why it's there?
Okay, I'm turning my hand around, my head around. You see, it's just around the back side. There are two things back there. One is you are covering the hypothalamus, and the hypothalamus really governs stress, governs saving your life when you're stressed out, helps you turn on the fight, flight, or freeze. And the other is right in line with the eyes on the other side are kidney points, which govern fear. So if either one of those are happening to you, if you just lay your hand back there, it's going to calm that area of your brain and body. I mean, it it handles not just what's in your brain, but it begins to send that energy all through your body. There's just calm blood, calm lymph, calm energy. Okay? Okay.
And
All
Mom,
right.
before you move on, talk a little bit about when someone might do this.
Oh, honey, whenever you
Not
feel
for
nuts,
me, not for me, honey.
I know, Donnie, I know, Donnie. Uh, I mean, whenever you feel nuts or stressed to the max, I mean, it's one of the best things you can do is just sit and hold. I mean, throughout history, people have thrown their hands up to their forehead when they felt shocked or something. They go, oh no. Well, there's a reason they do that because it governs the blood flow in your body, and then the lymph follows, and then the energy follows. So it's really really important. I mean, one thing that's sad in the Western world is people haven't been taught this from the beginning, and they should be. My feelings are that kids in kindergarten on would do so much better if in school they were taught just energy techniques that can calm them down so their brains work better, so they can learn better in school. It's just it's absolutely imperative to help peace become more and more a natural thing to your body. Okay. Okay. Let's see. I Here's another one while we're in this area. And I've shown this before, but I'm going to do it because we've got other folks here today. The triple warmer smoothie. Okay. Triple warmer is that energy that governs fight, flight, or freeze. It's governed by the hypothalamus in the back of your head. So if you lay your fingers across your eyes, sideways, everybody, take a deep breath in. And as you let your breath out your mouth, drag your fingers all the way to your temples. Now take another deep breath in here, in and out. Now you're going to climb with a deep in breath. You're going to take your fingers above your ears. And then as you let out, let them go around your ears, down your neck, and hang on your shoulders. Now take a deep breath into your nose. And as you let your breath out, push your fingers into your shoulder, drag them all the way across, and land on your heart chakra. So one more breath at the end. It just helps you come home to yourself and turns off that fight, flight, or freeze response. Okay? Is everybody getting confused? This is recorded, right, Dondi?
It is recorded, but let's do that again for
All right.
everyone, especially if
Ready?
people haven't
I'm
done
going to
it
rub my
before.
hands together and shake that energy off and start with my eyes closed and my fingers across those closed eyelids. I'm going to take a deep breath in. And as I let my breath out my mouth, I'm going to drag it to my temples. Now, right here, just flatten your fingers right there at the temples and and you're not pushing in hard. This is a soft touch. You breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. These are triple warmer neurovasculars. So it really uh, releases that fight, flight, or freeze fast. And then take a deep breath in and go up above your ears and around your ears and down to the bottom of your ears. And now with your hands, go down the sides of your neck and hang on your shoulders. Now take a deep breath in. And as you let go, you can just drag across and land on your heart chakra. And one deep breath here. I'm going to add something here. Now, you don't have to do this here. You can do this one really alone and not with this, but it sure fits to go right after you've done your heart here. Take one hand and put your middle finger in your belly button. And if you're yawning, believe me, that's good. You're just moving stuff out. So don't worry. One finger in your belly button, push it in and pull your belly button up. And the other right here at the third eye. And push in and pull them both up. Then you can come back to your heart if you want. That really hooks up that microcosmic orbit. You literally hook that up when you hook into your belly button and at your third eye.
So,
All right.
Mom,
Yes,
I'm going to
Dottie.
just go over what we've covered so far. And if you'll talk a little bit about what different situations you would do these in and for how long. So we've done
Okay.
neurovasculars in the front and the back. We did the mellow mudra, which was this one. And we did hookup just now, and we did triple warmer smoothie. So
Okay.
a little bit about that. Where and how long?
Okay. Just directly above your eyes, there's a little lump for most people. If you don't have a lump, don't worry. It's still there. But if you place the pads of your fingers on your over those points over above your head, this immediately begins pulling up the blood from your body that's gotten scrambled and nuts from your stress. And so um, you hold these, you hold these. You don't want to leave fast. You want to stay till it just maybe take another couple of deep breaths here. Some people do this when they're laying in their bed at night, their head's on the pillow, and they can't sleep. It takes their wandering brain out so that they can go to sleep. Now, if you then, okay, so from there, take your fingers and make a mudra sign, you know, and then lay your, lay your, what is that? Your knuckle of your thumb into your temples, and then lay down the third and fourth fingers at least. Now, you might find that this even feels better because you're getting all the neurovasculars in the front brain and then triple warmer, which is right in your temples, um, because triple warmer governs fight, flight, or freeze response.
And this is a softer touch.
Yes, it's a soft touch. And I cannot tell you absolutely how long to hold it, but I wouldn't leave there fast, nor would I leave this fast. I'd let it stay until you actually feel like you whatever you were thinking about that you couldn't release, was starting to go away. Okay. And then
And
you could also,
Mom, it's important to let them know, because one thing you always tell me that's so great is you don't have to try to think positive. You
no,
can,
you don't. One nice thing is, you know, say you're very negative or you're fearful or you're going through things, and you notice that while you're holding these points, um, it just kind of lifts. It starts lifting up out of you. And it can't do anything other than that because as the blood comes in, it moves that kind of static or painful energy out of your head. Okay? All right. And then of course if you want to even do a double whammy, put one hand on the back of your head, one hand on the front of your forehead. And this is really good it because there's a polarity between the front and the back. It compresses that energy more. You're holding on the back. You're holding right over your fear points and your fight, flight, or freeze points, just right underneath your hand. So everything has to move. There's no way it can't do that for you. It absolutely will do it. Okay. All right. And the next thing was
we did
uh,
transformer smoothie and
triple warmer
hookup.
smoothie. Okay. So triple warmer smoothie is boy, when you just feel you're too overwhelmed to trust that anything else will work. But if you close your eyes and lay your fingers sideways over your eyes, take a deep breath in, and as you let your breath out, drag to your temples. Now, stay here a minute and just breathe here as I tell you what you just did. When you slide your fingers over your eyes, you are affecting something called the regulator flow. So you're going to you're going to be regulating your system differently. So you won't always be plagued by your thoughts. And then take a deep breath in and go up to your top of your ears, go down around behind your ears, down your neck, and hang on your shoulders. Now, really push into your shoulders. And as you take a deep breath in, push in hard across your shoulders and then lighten them up and come down to your heart chakra. One deep breath here. And the last thing we did was we then I take my right thumb, my right finger, middle finger, okay, middle finger at the belly button, push in and pull it up. And then at the right in between the eyebrows above your nose, push in and pull apart and pull up. That's your third eye. And it kind of makes you want to take a breath.
And Mom, why would you use your middle finger? Why the middle finger?
Oh, that Dondi, isn't she something? She okay. Middle finger is because it's a neutral polarity, whereas all your other fingers go to either negative or positive polarity, but your middle finger doesn't have that. So go with your middle finger, right?
And then
Okay.
just to review on the neurovasculars, because I've watched you do this through so many years and decades with clients and students and friends, I would say that they're usually holding at least 2 minutes. Would you say that?
Yes. Yeah, yes, that's usually right. Yes.
So at least 2 minutes, and then sometimes longer. We have known people to be lifted out of really serious grief and
Oh,
sadness and depression. Do you want to
yes.
talk about that a
Oh,
little bit?
I have a story, and those of you who have been coming in on Tuesday may have heard this story, but it was just so shocking to me. Many years ago, when we lived in San Diego, and I was trying to get people to pay attention, and hospitals and doctors and nurses to pay attention to how important energy is to healing. And I didn't have much success if I was going to charge because it was not anything back in the 70s that anybody would charge for. So I went and started volunteering, and that's what changed everything. once I volunteered, everybody wanted more of it. So I went down to the uh, a hospital in San Diego that had a mental ward, and I was accepted that I could do volunteer work there, and I went and I went to the office I was supposed to go to, and nobody was there to greet me. So I thought, well, I'll just meander down the hallway and see if I see a nurse or something and ask them. But I went down the hallway, and and there was an open door, or a slight, no, it wasn't open. It had a glass in the top so you could look through to see how patients were doing. And there was only one person in a very large room. And I I I pushed that door open, and I went in, and I asked her, something that she wouldn't have known what I was talking about, but I said, "Would you mind if I held your neurovasculars?" And she went across the room and laid on a day couch and put her back to me. So I thought, well, she didn't say no. So I went over to her and I placed my fingers in front of her forehead, like as on her though. And I just held them, and I held them, and I held them, and I held them. And I thought, never in my life had I had to hold those points that long, because if you hold them long enough, you'll feel the pulses beating, especially when you hold somebody else, because sometimes it's your own fingertips beating. But when you hold somebody else's, you know full well that's, oh my gosh, that's the pulsing of the uh, capillary beds. So I held and I held and I held, and just I didn't go away. And eventually she said, she took a deep breath. She went, and she turned and she said, "Oh, thank you. My name is so and so. What's your name?" And right at that moment, a nurse comes running in, and I was in a place I was not supposed to be, and I was yanked out and taken down to the front office, and and the anyway, I was interrogated, but but it turned out that that woman in that room had not uttered a word in 2 years. She was so stressed and so bound up in herself, she couldn't talk. She wouldn't talk even if she went to group therapy things. She never spoke. She never spoke to her own therapist in there for 2 years. She couldn't talk. And there she was saying, "Oh, thank you. My name is so and so. What's your name?" But I don't know if any of you have been in that situation where you're just so strung out, you can't talk to anybody. And boy, when that happens to you, hold your own neurovasculars and lift yourself up out. So that's what happened to her. And I'll tell you, about 2 years ago, I checked in on that hospital. I mean, this had been 30 years, and I checked in on that hospital. They were still using that technique and swearing by it and helping a lot of people come out of deep, deep depression. So, so that's a good one. Okay. So,
Um, I
yes,
love that story. And I just want to say that that is one story of so many through
yeah,
the years of people who, right in the middle of their upset or their sadness or their grief, will put their hands to their forehead.
yeah.
So you do this as part of your daily life. You don't wait for a time where you're going to schedule it. You can schedule Eden method techniques, of course, and you have your daily routine and your morning routines. But a lot of times we're doing this right in the middle of real life, right in the
Yes.
middle of it. Mom has a lot of stories about her and David in arguments, and she'll just take a moment and do a technique and come back even stronger. So this is,
And win the argument.
yeah, an argument. There's a reason why we call this membership site Eden Living, because it is true living. Now, Mom, take a moment, get a sip of water if you want. I want to mention to people who are in the chat, because I just glanced at the chat and there are a lot of questions coming in. I see COPD, teeth, breast cancer, rosacea, tinnitus, seizures. On Eden Living, on this membership site, We cover those things throughout the months, throughout the year. We get deep into discussion. And one little piece of this membership site that I want to remind you all of, for those of you who have been with us a while, that I don't think you're utilizing, and for those of us who are, to those of you who are new to us this week, and when you join our membership site, we have a forum. We have a community forum, and we want you to utilize that more. Great questions in the forum. We have practitioners in the forum. We have teachers in the forum. We have people who have been studying this work for years. Some of you go back with mom 20, 30 years. And so the forums are really lively.
45 years.
That's right. That's right. So I want to invite those of you who have been with us a while to visit your forums, your community forums, right here on this platform. And those of you who are coming in this week and joining us this week, don't forget about your forums, because we go over these. And oh my gosh, it's so exciting. You know, I'm just going to say real fast, when you're going through normal life and Western medicine, which we work closely with, we totally understand that there is a place and a time for Eden method, and there's a place and a time for Western medicine. And most of the time we're marrying those two things. And you'll often have people in Western medicine say things like, a cavity can't be healed. But you know what? In energy medicine, we work with cavities. And we take away pain in the mouth, and we take away things that you may feel stuck with in Western medicine. And Western medicine is grand, and we utilize it. Mom and David have both utilized it quite a bit recently. And we have amazing doctors in our midst, and also amazing doctors that we use. And we have answers for you that sometimes cannot be found in other places. And the reason I'm saying this is because I know that some of you feel like, oh, I haven't had the help I've needed, or I've come to the end of my rope, or I'm so frustrated, or I've been told there is no hope for me, or I've been told there is no answer for that pain I have. Well, you can find answers here. And it's really exciting. So all of these things that I'm seeing in the chat, again, teeth, breast cancer, tinnitus, rosacea, COPD, we work with all of this. All right, Mom, did you quench your thirst? I have to find you.
Yeah, I wanted to say something. There are times that you will need Western medicine, but I also know there are times that energy medicine works better than Western medicine. And you can, I mean, for myself, 40 years ago, 47 years ago, between 55 and 47 years ago, I mean, I wasn't walking much anymore. I couldn't walk. Sometimes I had to be in a wheelchair because I had multiple sclerosis. Western medicine said there was nothing they could do. Nothing they could do. Well, in any of those illnesses where Western medicine says there's nothing you can do, believe me, energy medicine, you can always do something. You can move the energy. You can, and you get better and better and better at it. And even on your own, you learn and yeah, you learn what you can do. You just follow the maze in your own body. So I just want to say that. So I'm going to do an exercise standing up this time, okay?
Fantastic. We're ready.
Okay. I'm going to move my chair back and I'm going to stand up. And oops, let's see, I have to get back further. Okay.
I'm going to stand up too, so we can see.
This is called Take Down the Flame. Now, this is really good. You know, I'll just sit down for a minute and talk about it, and then I'll set up. This is for a lot of things. If your whole body, if you feel like your head is not connected to your body and the energies aren't going between them, and your body is kind of foreign to you, this is really good. It helps hook up everything really, really well. If you have a hyper child or if you're a hyper adult, this will bring down the energy so it just sort of balances in your body and you feel calm and peaceful. Okay. All right, here we go. So everybody standing up. You're gonna rub your hands together and shake them off. And then put your hands on your thighs. Take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. Now swing your arms above your head and look where Donnie is if you can't see my hands. My fingertips are touching. Fingertips are touching. And as you let your breath out, let it come down to the very top of your head. That is your crown chakra, okay? So your thumbs are right in the middle of your crown chakra. And you take a deep breath in and bring it down to the sixth chakra, your pineal gland. And you just take a deep breath in. Now, this time it's going to trick you a little bit. You're going to skip your throat chakra and come down to your heart chakra. Okay, and I'll explain later. And now take a deep breath in again and come down to your belly button. Now you're in between your second and your third chakra, but you're going to triangle your fingers on your second chakra. Now you're going to take a deep breath in and flatten your hands. And as you let your breath out, you're going to take your hands straight down your body and just hang. And when you get down to the floor, you're going to take 2 deep breaths in through your nose and out through your mouth. Now you might have noticed, by the way, that your fingers go down further when you breathe like that. Now, take a deep breath in, and you're going to just roll the energy all the way up. You're rolling your aura all the way into your body. Reach up high, and then let your breath out all the way. Da-da. Okay. Now, what you did, you can sit down if you'd like. What you did was you first of all, not only does it take the energy down so it calms you naturally. If you're frazzled, overwhelmed, the energy is just nuts inside of you. That's a good one to do. But um, it also hooks up every one of your chakras so that there's an energy that begins to flow through all of the chakras. The chakras can feed your meridians, and your meridians feed everything from your lymph to your blood to stressful energy, moving it out of your body. It hits all your organs. So that's a really good thing to do. Okay. So where
Mom,
are we at? Yes.
Mom, let's talk about actually, we can do it sitting, I think. Just go through the motions one more time and talk about them as you go through
Okay.
for people
Okay.
who
I'll
are
do it
new
sitting.
to this.
Because you certainly can do this sitting. Okay. If you put your hands on your thighs first. Now, the reason why you put your hand, and I saw a couple of people rub their hands together. Excellent. Do that first. Because that just sort of clears the energy and there's not, and everything comes off your fingertips. When you put your hands with your fingers spread on your thighs, it helps the energy ground to the earth. Now, I'd like to speak of that for a minute. When your energy is ground to the earth, you attract the energy from the earth. And there is so much energy in the earth that can feed you. You know, that sense of when you walk out into, I don't know, into nature, into a park, and you just feel all of nature. You're being fed. Well, you want that energy to feed you whenever your feet hit the ground. So when you start with your hands again on your thighs and then swing them up above you and touch your fingertips together. Now, when your fingertips are touching each other, you're also awakening all your meridians, okay? And then you let your breath out and your thumbs go to the top of your head, top of your crown chakra where Dandi is. I'll just say one more thing. It's not just crown chakra. You have a lot of neurovasculars just cluttered right up there at the top of your head also, which affects especially your lungs and your heart. Okay. So then as you let your breath out, you come down to the third eye, right in between the eyebrows. It's your sixth chakra. Now, I think I told you before that you skip your throat chakra. Now, I wonder, I should bring David in here to show what happens when if you don't skip. I'll go all the way down and then I'll explain that and I'll bring David in to show. It comes down to the heart chakra. Believe me, that energy connects right up through your throat. Your throat is it's the what is that called? It, well, you have columns here in your throat, and you have it is the energy between your head and your body, and it connects everything up. So it's a very good thing to remember to skip the throat chakra, and then to the heart chakra, and then you come down to your belly button, where your thumbs are in your belly button, and you're between your second and third chakra, and then you triangle your fingers on your second and flatten your hands. And then take a deep breath in, and as you let your breath out, smooth your hands with your fingers spread all the way down your legs to your feet. And then when you're down there, you're going to take 2 deep breaths. You go, and again, just notice that your arms just drop further when you release, because it's in the releasing of the breath that the vagus nerve turns on. So it's really good to do. So you go all the way down. Now there are many ways to come up. Okay. But one way is just to fluff your aura. That's a great way. Another way is to figure 8 the energy all the way up. You can start down at the feet and go all the way up, figure 8ing the energy, because figure 8s connect up all the force fields, and it just makes you stay more connected afterwards. So that's a good way. Another way, and I'll just talk you through it if I've never told you before. Everybody go, even you can do it sitting, but go down to where the inside of your feet, the big toe. Now, smooth your hands all the way up the inside of your body till you get to your hips, then cross out to the outside to your armpits and let your hips come down. You can even tap them there at the end, because that's a meridian called spleen meridian. And spleen meridian governs that peaceful energy, that, peace and tranquility and ease in life. So if you need to get that more into your body, do spleen meridian a lot. Okay?
Thank you, Mom. So we are going to go into questions in a couple of minutes.
Okay.
Did you want to bring David, or is that too complex
Yes.
now? Because we could do it another month.
Yes, I.
Okay, you do that. I'm going to talk to them about a couple of things. First of all, I saw in the chat that people are asking about techniques for after surgery. People have had surgery, people have had chemotherapy. We have a lot of techniques. Energy medicine is so profound for helping you before you go into surgery. And when you come out, I have numerous stories of Mom and David working on each other before they would go into surgery. And the doctor, I remember one, I'm going to tell this real fast. David had brain surgery. And Mom, I'm telling a quick story on David. You'll remember this. And the doctors, there's all sorts of preparation. He had a fall and he went in for the brain surgery. He had a brain bleed, and the preparation, the after surgery, you're going to be upside down in the hospital. You're going to be here for a week or 2. There's no movement, on and on and on and on. It's a big, big, serious deal. I go to the hospital to visit David. I'm telling on you, David, the day after your brain surgery, and he's not there. He's not in his bed. The next day, he was so good coming out of surgery that he was released from the hospital. It's astounding, because when you strengthen your energies, they are going to support whatever surgeries you're having. So I do want to say a couple of things, because you all are asking, David, do you have a chair there? You can relax for a moment. People are asking, I've mentioned to sign up for the membership site, because This is a special, special week that we're doing this. And you're asking how. So Corey is putting a link in the chat. If you find that link in the chat, but I'll tell it to you in case you can't find your chat. It is join.edenmethod.com. Join.edenmethod.com. I have said this is one of the best things going. And I was looking at the membership site last night and what you pay every month. And I figured out if I went to get one Starbucks drink each week for the month, so that's 4 or 5 Starbucks drinks for the whole month, this membership site is less than that, less than your Starbucks drink, one a week per month. So it's really, really affordable. We keep the price really low. And I want to tell you some of what you get. We have archives. Also, for those of you who have been here for a while, I don't know if you're looking at your archives. In the archives, we have Jean Houston, Rupert Sheldrake, Lynn McTaggart, Eileen McCusick, Marcella Lobos, Stephen Washington, Lee Harris, Dawson Church, Vishen Lakhiani, Alberto Violdo. These are all exclusive with them of events they have done for us throughout the years that people paid for to come to. We're just giving those to you. You've just got them. We have an entire energy healing weekend in the archives for you that we did probably about 2, maybe 3 years ago with 9 different teachers and speakers. We're just giving that to you. It's all in there. It doesn't cost you anything extra. Remember that one Starbucks a week? It doesn't cost you anything extra. We're just giving it to you as part of the site. So real fast, I told you about Live Tuesdays. The first Tuesday is Mom, just like this. You're with us now. Second Tuesday is always a master class with one of our advanced practitioners or teachers. Third Tuesday, we're having a new offering. Nobody knows about this yet, not even the people who have been with us. We're going to kick off the year with Titania Dolan doing energy medicine for kids and Madison King doing energy medicine for animals. So it's so great to bring your animals here so you can work on them. Fourth Tuesday, we have Julie Lappin and Kelly Getz, and they have a wonderful show. It's kind of like a morning radio show where they take a technique and they do a deep dive on it. So any of these techniques you've been hearing about, the hookup, the triple warmer smoothie, taking down the flame, they go really deep into why it works, how it works, what happens to your body when you do it. So those are just some of the great things about this site. But I know you have questions and Mom wants to show something on David. So Mom, David, are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready. What?
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Here's what I want to show. Let me see. I want to see myself so I can see if we can show it with just sitting down if I need to stand up. Let's see.
Okay.
Okay. Oh yeah, you can see it. Okay, I'm gonna energy test David. He doesn't even know what he's doing yet. So keep your fingers out, David, and I'm just gonna push down, you push up. All right, he has a nice bounce, which means he's strong. It means the energies are going out his arm. So David, what I want you to do is I'm not going to go through the whole exercise, but I'm taking down the flame, but I want you to come down to here. We're on the third eye, the thumb goes there. Okay. Take a deep breath in, and as you let your breath out, come down to your heart. Now I'm going to test him. That's the way you did it. And he's still very strong. Now come back to there and take a deep breath in. And this time come down to the base of your throat. And then down to your heart. Okay. Now, I can do that with one finger. It's that simple. It's because the throat has it has a mind of its own. It is a real director and leader of energy. It's where your thyroid is. And it has all these columns that I mentioned before that are hooked between they go to different organs, different chakras, and it does not want you to interfere with the process of just moving the energy from here to here. If you go to your throat, you're going to get hooked into the into the chambers and you scramble it. So just trust that your throat chakra has a mind of its own and stay away. Okay, let's get you. What?
And one of our months, I don't remember when it's coming up, but we talk a lot about chakras. Oh my goodness, they are fascinating.
Yes,
So
they are.
yes.
We're not going to let David go till he gets himself strong. Let me see if he's
Okay.
still weak. Sometimes you get your energy back, but nope, he hasn't. So get yourself strong just doing your chakras. No, start here.
Oh, just do.
Yeah, do that. We're just going to do the same thing that you were doing, but he's going to skip his throat chakra this time. And what I can tell you is you can see a powerhouse of energy come up through there. And as a connection, it wasn't even that. When I first started, there was still the argument about whether it was the body mind connection, which I thought was so silly. I mean, of course, the body and the mind are connected, but that one really shows it. Boy, that exercise. You may go.
Well, they're arguing about it in the world of psychology. Yeah. Yeah. And it's great to see everybody, almost 1,000 of you. Wow.
Wow, here's something else.
Connie and Hinda, hi. I owe you an email. I'll get to it soon. Okay.
Yes.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, David. Thank you. We're going to dive into some live questions. Mom, are you ready?
I am ready. I'm ready.
All right, fantastic. So we have a wizard behind the curtain. His name is Corey. He's going to run the live questions, and I will hand it over to him now.
Okay, Corey.
Thank you so much. We're going to start today with Amanda Martin. And folks, it's great that you've got questions. There's a lot of people here. Apologize that we're not going to necessarily have time to get to everybody on the list. And I'll be pulling questions in no particular order. So anyway, just grateful that you're all here and involved. Amanda Martin,
Where's Amanda?
I'm going to bring you up.
Oh, there she be. Okay.
And you should be able to unmute yourself, Amanda.
Hi.
Hi, Amanda. All right. What is your question?
It's personal. It's about, I've been through a lot of emotional turmoil, and I feel like I've disconnected from myself and what my feelings inside. And I'm just wondering what you see in my energy or what I can do to support myself.
Okay, well, first, I just want to tell you, every one of those exercises would be good, but
Yeah.
boy, hooking yourself up, hooking yourself up, always come back, regardless of what exercise it is, come back to your heart chakra and just breathe into your heart. I've got a sign right in front of her, so if I could see your energy, I can't. There, all right. What's that sign? Oh, it is again. Oh, all the things in the chat are coming up in front of her. So, okay, I got to move that. Can I move that, Corey?
You can turn off your notifications. That might be
where is that? Where is the?
There's a chat button. And next to the chat button, there's an up caret. And you can uncheck show chat previews.
Okay, I think that did it. Okay, good. Well, all I see is sort of your upper body here and in your head. And what I can't see is that, I mean, things aren't flowing well, like your meridians don't look like they're flowing. And so that even right, take your fingers. Anybody else can do this too, but take your fingers right where you would stitch your arm to your body. Push in with your fingers. Do you have any tenderness there?
A little bit. I'm kind of desensitized from things. I feel like I've really just
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, try it on the other side. Does it, and don't be gentle with yourself. Really push in and see if there's any tenderness there.
Yeah, there is a bit there.
Yeah. I mean, that just means that, yeah, what's happened to you is exactly what you said. You've disconnected from a lot of the flows. So if you even doing this, massaging right where you would stitch your arm to your body, and not on the arm, but right over. I'm going to pull your arm over a little bit.
I'm holding my phone, so it's hard.
What? What is it?
I'm holding my phone up because I was multitasking. So
Oh, I see. Oh, no, I've lost you. Okay. Well, anyway, that would be very, very good for you. Stay hooked up. Really, I hear, do this. I'll give you one right now. Put your fingers right here in the forehead, where the backs of your fingers touch. Push in hard and pull apart to your temples. Now, I want to, before we even go on, was there a real stretch across your forehead?
yeah.
Okay, go up to your hairline now and push in. You don't go out as far, just go out a bit. And now go all the way across the whole top of your head, but just go out about a half an inch to each side. But really push in hard and pull apart. And then go down the back side of your head.
Mhm.
And then when you get to the sides of your neck, push in hard and pull forward. And then one more time, push in hard and pull forward, and then come down to your heart chakra. Okay, that would be very good. Your energy looks a little bit better. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, I hope that either through coming through this channel or finding a teacher or something, I hope you continue because your energy moves easily. So that's really good. Okay.
That's good to know. Thank you, Donna.
Bye-bye.
Thank you so much. Monica Skim, I'm going to bring you up next. And just to give you a heads up, Carla Henrik, I'll call you up after Monica. Monica, you should be able to unmute.
Hey, Monica.
Hello, I am unmuted. So good to be here. Thank you. So my question is I test myself, I do energy testing, and if I'm not grounded and centered, I get wishy-washy answers. And so do you have a technique or a process that you do to be sure that you're testing properly?
Oh, this is when you test yourself or test anybody?
Well, I'm testing on myself. Like
Okay.
I'll go to see if I need something.
First of all, you want to make sure your energies are unscrambled. Okay, so anything that we did was really good for it, making sure you're hooked up. The other thing is, like when I look at you, your energies look scrambled right now. So I would take my right hand and put it on my left shoulder. Do that. Right hand on your left shoulder. Push in hard on your shoulder, drag it across, and then lighten your hand up and go to your opposite hip. And now the other side. Take your other hand, right. Push in hard, drag it across to the opposite hip. Now you're gonna do this 4 or 5 times. Go back and forth. Okay. You've got to get unscrambled so that because energy, you can't get your answers with a scrambled energy. Okay. And then come back to your heart chakra. Now I just want to ask you, can you notice anything? Did that feel like something cleared at all with doing that? Are you not
Yes,
sure?
I feel a little more centered. I feel a little more centered.
Yes.
I do work a lot with other people, and so I do these things like continuously throughout the day.
Good.
So is there a way to stay in alignment?
Well, the reason why you don't stay in alignment, there could be a couple of reasons. One is that you tend to scramble too easily. I'm somebody who scrambles easily, and it's absolutely a survival technique for me to do these exercises. So I do stay calm and centered. Now, if you if something is throwing your circadian rhythms off, and I cannot tell that, you'd have to know that, which means that, I don't know, you either go to bed in the middle of the night, or you're something is disconnecting you from the rhythms around you that you normally are. You just get pulled apart. I don't know if you know what I mean, but circadian rhythms are when people get jet lag and stuff, they suddenly their circadian rhythms get thrown off. So if life or just energy in the world around you throws you off easily, sometimes this will help. I'll just have to explain it. Take two little flashlights and just put them behind your knees, and close your legs around them. So with flashlights on, go behind your knees, and and just rest that way for a few minutes, maybe 3 minutes, with the flashlights on the back of your knees. Okay, what it does is it suddenly regulates your circadian rhythms. So that might be very good for you. Now, I don't know if you trace your meridians. Do you? Do you trace your meridians?
Um,
Oh, no,
I do
you may
the
not even
triple
know them.
warmers.
Okay, that's good. But, well,
I do some of the basics.
okay. Well, tracing the meridians, there are 12 main meridians and then 2 extra. So there's 14 in all. If you learn to trace them, you can trace them within about 3 minutes, 3 to 4 minutes. And for sure, your circadian rhythms get normalized and regulated. So I would suggest, I'm sure some of our teachers teach that. It's in our book, Energy Medicine. Um, uh, I mean, you will never remember if I try to teach you right now, but it's a real good thing. You can probably go online and somebody is teaching how to trace your meridians right now. Would you say, Dondi? Yes.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay. And that would
I
really,
commit
really help you.
to watching some of those videos.
What'd you say? What did
I
you
said
say?
I will commit to watching some of those videos.
Good, do it. Yeah, learn your meridians. It's great. And if any of the people out there travel a lot, it becomes a survival technique so that your rhythms you stay connected to yourself. You aren't thrown off by other people's rhythms, or you aren't thrown off by travel. It's really good to learn. Okay.
It is. And tell
Until
me,
you learn it.
I've always been very
Go ahead, Monica.
I've always been very sensitive to other people's energies.
Yes.
And so
yes.
perhaps maybe that's why my circadian rhythm gets thrown off.
Yes. Now, what I would say is make sure you really know the daily energy routine. Do you know that routine?
Yes.
Do you do it daily?
I have not for quite some time. So
Okay.
thank you for
I'm
that.
just saying that if you do the daily energy routine daily, then your body starts learning it itself, and things won't throw you so much. I mean, when I first started this, I absorbed every disease, illness that came into. I had a private practice, and I picked up everything everybody had. And I mean, and when I say I had to do these energy techniques, I mean it was to help me be able to. And 2 little girls I was raising, and I had to make sure that I would still be able to do this work, because it was the only work I wanted to do. And so I had to keep myself healthy and balanced and not take on everything that everybody's got. Okay. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. I'll tell you one more thing. Until I learned my meridians, I imagined I would take in energy, and I would imagine that at the bottom of my tailbone, I had a spigot that I could turn, and I would let all the energy out my tailbone. So you can practice with that too. Okay, thank you. Good luck.
And Monica, and this is for everybody. Thank you so much for that, Monica. I just wanted to remind everyone that Kelmy provides the resources of everything we're mentioning, whether we're mentioning a video or meridians or acupressure points. Kelmy will provide those on the membership site. And so you can refer to them later. You don't even have to grab them right now or worry about it. Just listen and enjoy, and let us share some more. Back to Corey.
Okay.
I'm going to call up Carla Henrik next. And Carla, you should be able to unmute.
Hi, Carla.
And just so you know, Heather Abbott, I'll be calling you up next.
Hi there, everyone. Hi, from a very snowy
Carla.
England. Hi.
Oh, all right.
The cross crawl has completely transformed my life. For the last couple of years, I've noticed my dyslexia has gotten worse.
Oh.
Yeah, and I tried to do the Wayne Cook, but it doesn't seem to quite hit the mark.
Okay. Have you ever, if your dyslexia is getting worse, my assumption is that you're very homolateral. And just looking at you, and I do not see as well through a screen, but I can see when it's extreme, and you are homolateral. So homolateral means your energies are not crossing over as they are meant to do. So just doing a cross crawl isn't going to be enough to really overcome those deep things like dyslexia. So what you do right where you're sitting, okay? You're going to pick up your right knee and hit your hand with your right knee. And now your left knee, and now your right. And anybody can do this if they're feeling, I don't know, it's like things are really bad when you're homolateral. And you just keep doing this about 12 or 14 times. And then stop and take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. And now you're going to try to cross over, hit the opposite knee. And yeah, Dondi's doing it good. Okay. Now, for some people, that may have made your legs feel tired. It just means that your body's struggling to cross the energy over. So then you're going to go all the way back. You're going to trick your brain. You're going to go back to homolateral, the same side. One of our best teachers, it took her probably, I mean, this is long. I don't want to discourage anybody. Okay, now stop. But it took her probably 6 months before it held. And she scrambled everything. She was dyslexic, scrambled everything. Now cross over again. You always want to end with crossing the energy over.
I thought I was doing this, but maybe it wasn't enough.
How many times would you do it? Like,
oh gosh, sorry, I have a squirrely cat. Sorry, cat.
oh, yeah.
Well, I found really doing the kind of the crossing over the brain really helped.
Oh, that's very good. I mean, people are different, and what really works for you might be that's a figure 8 pattern that I spoke of before about going up the body. It may be that your figure 8 pattern, which is a crossover as well, is simply not hooking in. So it's really I'm really glad you came to me with this, because first thing I want to say is, do not get discouraged when something like this happens. Like, you don't know what happened. Just okay. I'm gonna make sure I do both of these. I'm gonna do it right up here. I know somebody who had a really bad thyroid, and she began crossing over at her thyroid and then going up and down on her thyroid, and that's what helped. So you just want to experiment and get curious, and instead of getting discouraged, get curious. What could be going on with my energy? Now, I just want to make sure that you cross over one more last time. So, Carla, I want you to stay curious and find out what it is, and come back on a Tuesday and tell me. Okay.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you. Because I didn't know where to go.
And you can always hook up at the end of anything you do, because it may be that. that I mean, we have so many energy patterns in our body, but that when you hook up that microcosmic orbit, but it hooks up central and governing, which also give information out to all of your yin energies. There are yin and there are yang, and your yin energies are the ones who try to hold it the hardest. So, okay, so let
Thank
me
you.
know. Okay, all right, bye-bye.
Thank you.
Uh-huh. Who's
Next up, Heather Abbott. I'm going to
Heather
bring you
Abbott.
up and you should be able to unmute. And after Heather, I'll call up Kathy Spang. Welcome, Heather.
Okay.
Hi,
Heather.
I've been referring people to you for 15 years. I'm
Oh,
so happy.
yay!
My eyes have been getting really, really dry when I sleep, which I don't understand, but I have a ghost image when I see. So I end up wearing reading glasses, but I find they're actually making my vision worse. And this has been started like over 5 years ago. And I've done some of the things. I have, of course, do you want me to stand back so you can see me?
I can see you very well. I would like you to turn your head so your back of your head is to me. Yeah, all the way. Can you do it a little bit more? Yeah, that's good. Okay, okay, come back. Now I'll tell you, I mean, your neurovasculars are not they're not flowing, they're not strong right now. So this is going to be a little bit of experimental stuff. So do you do this? Go around your sockets?
No, I haven't. I had when I watched before because I think it was
There's a pinch you could do as well.
Yeah,
I
and
just
then there was
you.
the tapping that.
Yes. What I want you to do is just take your thumbs and push it in around the socket and notice, does it hurt?
Yes, right there,
And
especially.
all right, keep going around the socket. Notice where it hurts. Wherever it hurts, it means that energy is not coming down into your eyes. So do it around the bottom as well. And wherever it hurts, linger there next time, okay?
It's really just this one.
That's all right. That's the one. All right. Since that's one, okay. In sort of in what is it in honor of your of curiosity, say, well, what would happen if I put my fingers on the neurovasculars? Hold right there, but hold my neurovasculars softly so that the blood could open up and start nurturing your eyes. So if you just hold that, I won't make you do it now because it might be 5 minutes to do it, but holding the neurovasculars and see if that pain goes away. Okay.
Okay.
Now I want to tell you something else, and I'm going to give you another exercise, but it's often I had that same experience. And it kept, and I couldn't figure it out. I was doing everything I was curious and I couldn't make my dry eyes go away. And I found out that I was drinking too much caffeine. Caffeine dries out the eyes and dries out everything in your body. So if you drink anything with caffeine, mine was just tea. And yeah, and the tea was just drying my eyes out.
I don't drink that much of it, but will this help with the double vision?
I mean, all of this could help with the double vision, but I would also, and now I don't know if you know this, but do you know how to sedate kidney meridian? Do you know how to sedate meridians?
Sedate it? No, not kidney.
Okay. Do you have an energy medicine book?
I do.
You do. You will find in the book, you just look it up in the glossary. Is the glossary the ones in the back, or is the indexes in the back? Okay. Look up kidney sedating points and look up liver sedating points. Okay. And sedate them both, and you're going to hold them 2 to 3 minutes at each points, because it will help drain out any of the stuff that's afflicting your eyes, but it will also nurture your eyes, both on kidney and liver. And I would say on you, looking at you, stomach meridian needs it too.
Okay. So is the energy not getting to my eyes?
You've got, it looks to me when I look, I'm getting closer. It looks to me that you've got a mixed bag. Part of it is you've got energy that's afflicted you for a while, and
Yeah, I was abused for 25.
uh-huh. Okay. So if you've had, I mean, I've had people who just because they couldn't, what they had to see was too much, and their eyesight came back with mixing the energy with that awareness and getting it so they could see again. But I think you can absolutely get rid of that.
I know I can.
You
So
know it.
stomach, kidney, and
And liver.
liver. So I'm sedating stomach.
Sedating stomach, sedating kidney, sedating liver. Now, after you're through, I want you to come up to your cheekbones and just tap on your cheekbones. And is there any tenderness on your cheekbones?
I'm kind of feeling it on the inside of my head here.
Okay. Okay. Well, the stomach goes up to there, so you could be feeling it up to there. So just tap at the end. Okay. Now come down to here. Come down to your collarbone and drop underneath each collarbone. No, not that far out. Come close in and push in. Is there any tenderness there?
No.
None. Well, that's good.
Well, if I go a little lower, so it's on the
No,
muscle.
that's on lungs. That's a different one. This is right beneath the collarbone.
Yeah,
and
no, there's none on K27, but like I said, just
okay.
lower on this side.
Okay, well, that's stomach. So your stomach is probably a doozy on you. So, so I would, yeah, just, and then again, start getting curious. Do all these things and then get curious. Well, how could I make the energy open up there? When I'll tell you, from the time I was 16 to 32, I wore glasses. And then I fixed my eyes so I didn't need them anymore. And now I'm at that place where I'm starting to read. Reading glasses are starting, so I'm like, okay, I've got to get on this again. But so I mean, I'm 81, and I didn't wear any glasses. I don't wear anything for distance or anything like that. So anyway, you can fix it.
Thank you. Thank you so
You're
much.
welcome. Okay. All right. Who's next?
Wonderful, wonderful. Kathy Spang, I'm going to call you up next. So you should be able to unmute. And while Kathy is on her way in, Susan King, know that I'll be calling you up next. Welcome, Kathy.
Hi, Kathy.
Hello, Donna. This is such a privilege. I do the daily routine whenever I can, which is probably about 80% of the time. And
Okay.
I'm sure it's helping me. I used to have joint pain that has virtually gone away.
Oh, hallelujah. Yeah. Oh, good.
And I just have a small request right now. I'm battling a sore throat that came on all of a sudden yesterday and today. And I wonder, is there something one can do for that?
There's a lot one can do for that, for a sore throat. Now, I don't know which one will work for you because I'm not with you right now, but if you put your fingers right underneath your chin and the other hand right at the top, at the hollow at the bottom of your throat, and pull them apart, really pull them apart, and then go all the way around on your throat and come back to the middle again and then go around the side again. Just pull them apart so that it makes space so that energy can travel. Okay. Now,
Mom,
yeah.
is it okay if I chime in here with Kathy?
Yes.
Because Kathy, my mom taught me techniques for sore throats when I was about 12. It was one of the first things I ever did with my own pain. And if you get some cream on your hands, this is easier to do. So I just wanted to let you know, or some lotion. And then Mom taught me, I don't know if you remember, Mom.
Oh, I do, Dondi.
And it's with pressure. I did it with pressure. And it's not that it doesn't hurt. It did hurt. My throat hurt, and it hurt when I did it with pressure, but it really moved the pain out. We went from the chin up to the bottom of the ear. It's easier to do with lotion. and then down the sides. And Mom can talk about everything that this hits a whole lot on the jawbone to the ear and down the sides. Do you want to mention that, Mom?
Well, yeah, it's underneath the chin too, and it does several things. One is it moves any kind of ick, any kind of ick on your throat, starts moving it out and makes space. And then when you come here, you're underneath triple warmer, and triple warmer it governs also illness. And then you go down your vagus nerve, and in the vagus nerve, since the message is to all of your organs, your whole body, to knock it off. And then, but this was really, really good for Dondi. It was really, really good. And Dondi is a vagus nerve girl.
And you'll have to come back next month to find out what that means. But Kathy, I hope that helps you. It really helped me. And I know several people who have said, oh my gosh, it does speed up the healing for the sore throat.
Yeah. And then Kathy, you can also take your hand in front of your sore throat and make figure eights. That starts connecting up all the force fields to bring healing in. Okay.
You know what else I do every day is make figure eights on my feet and spoon my feet.
Oh, good.
And I've had a lot of improvement in my ankle joint and foot.
Oh, that's great. Thank you for telling me that. I know somebody I want to tell to right now who has just asked me about their ankle problems. I'll add that to what I told them to do. I will say one more thing. I'm going to see if you can see me doing this right here. If you drop into the little hole between ribs right at the bottom of your bra and tap there, and notice, do you hurt there at all?
A little bit.
Then do it. If you have any pain there at all, it'll help with the sore throat. Now, do you have an energy medicine book?
Yes.
Okay. Then if you're going to have to go into the book and teach yourself how to do it. But sedate, triple warmer, and strengthen spleen.
I'm writing it down.
Okay.
Kathy, I hope that helped you. We're going to move on. I think, Corey, we might have time for about one more person. I'm looking up. If you all see me look up, I have a
Thank you.
up there.
Thank you, Kathy. Good luck.
Thank you.
All right, Corey.
Susan King, you should be able to unmute.
Okay. Hi. I have two
Hi,
questions for
Susan.
you, and I know we're almost out of time, so I'll make them quick. One is just a curiosity. When you're working on a patient that's on a massage table, some of the massage tables have heating pads, and it seems like I'm a scientist, so the electromagnetic fields, does that interfere with working on a patient if you're using a heating pad?
That's such a good question, because I've gone through periods of my life where if I had a heating pad anywhere near my legs, it made my legs much worse. Later on, when my own strength got stronger, then the energy of the heating pad literally jived with mine. But when somebody's in really real trouble, it usually interferes.
Okay. And the other question is best thing for clearing sinuses.
Okay. I mean, one is this: if you just start with your middle finger right here above your nose and push up hard until you get up here, and then pull apart. You can also start down here. I'm going to do it down here too, right on the side of the nose. Just pull out underneath the cheekbones, and then go up here and go that way. It should clear out. Sinuses are on stomach meridians, so after you've done that, sedate stomach.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
All right. Okay. Thank you.
You
I got red in the face. I must have
did. You
mentioned
look even younger now, Mom. I saw somebody put in the chat, wow, Donna looks 55. How does she stay looking so young? I'll tell you, in this work, you start looking younger, feeling younger, being younger, the energy comes in. I remember so I started doing this work when I was young, and then I left it. I got into my teenage years and went to college, and I didn't do it as much. And then when I started doing the work again in my career, oh my gosh, the energy reminded me of when I was a really little girl and I could run and skip and hop again. It's wonderful. And we want that for you. And we know that some of you are on a really challenging journey. You've come here with pain and illness and sickness. Some of you want to have energy again and feel joy. You start feeling more joy with this work. And
you do.
Some of you are really feeling grief in your own journeys, and we want to help you with that grief. We want to help you heal, and we're so happy you're with us today, all of our members. I saw in the chat somebody said, help me with sleep, help me with sleep. Well, guess what? February, next month, it's all about sleep. It's all about insomnia and sleep and waking up in the night and how to have deeper sleep and dreams. And we'll have our advanced practitioners and teachers here, and we have the forums. So we really, really honor you where you're at. We are so excited that you have joined us. And we also want to let you know that we have so many resources. Kelmy keeps our resources coming. She posts them on the site. She'll put a practitioner link in. Some of you will do great working with a practitioner. We have certified practitioners over 1,000 around the world. So that's exciting too. But Mom, would you like, as we sign off here, to say anything else? We still have over 800 people on. Would you like
Wow.
anything to our members? And
I'm so well, you know, energy. I was thinking, just every now and then I'll start talking about energy just to people, and they don't quite believe it because it's something they can't see, feel, touch, smell. But, nobody sees the energy coming into a house, but you know it when you plug in your computer. That, oh my God, there was energy there. You don't. Energy is invisible to most people, but an awful lot of people, by the way, begin to sense it in one way or another, and sometime with sight when they start working with it long enough. So, but energy will change your life when you start working with energy and affecting your own body. Oh, I see Madison King. Hi, Maddie.
She popped her camera on here at the end. And Mom, I have to tell you, we have so many people here. I saw Ann Bednarski, one of our faculty members, Madison King. We have lots of practitioners, Cindy Capitani, a teacher. We have Akiko. I keep going through the screens and seeing so many of you here today. And for all of the new people, we love you just as much. Mwah, mwah.
Mwah, mwah, mwah.
So go on, Mom. You were doing great until Miss Maddie distracted you.
Yeah, she distracted me. I don't know what I was saying, Dondi. What was I?
You were talking about energy, how people start feeling it, seeing it.
Yes. I mean, it's really, really true. I want to have some really fun experiences from my past. We have doctors and nurses who take this and it changes their experience. But I did many years ago, I was teaching a class where I lived in Ashland, Oregon, and we had an old Methodist church, and so it was this empty sanctuary where everybody was practicing, and everybody had a table of their own, and a woman brought her husband in, and he was really enraged. He was so angry that he had to be there, because first of all, he was infuriated at me. He didn't believe that anybody could see energy, and he didn't believe in a color for energy. None of it did he believe in, but you didn't care because he had this most beautiful resonant voice. I loved hearing him talk, even when he was mad at me. I didn't care. And on the last night, the wife got really mad at him because she wanted him to practice on her, and he refused to practice, do anything. But she meant business that last night, so he thought he would. And the class was so silent. Everybody was doing their thing, and there was nobody uttering a word. And suddenly, you heard from the back of the room where he was. He didn't want anybody seeing him or anything, so he put it way in the back of the room, his table, working on his wife. And you could hear this squealy little voice go, "Brittle, I see Brittle." So it's the man who had the deepest, most beautiful voice you ever heard. And Ellen and Denise. And anyway, I've seen that many times. People who didn't believe, something striking happened to them. And I, just like my other daughter, Tanya, she picks up through the resonance that comes through her ears, the colors of people's auras. When she was very little, she saw it, but then she went to school. they didn't believe it in that, and so it just went away. But now she's starting to see again. But she first came through her ears again, so you never know. And she never would have a private practice because her smeller turned on too strong, and she didn't like smelling everybody. So now, what else was I saying, Dondi? I've just gone off on a tangent.
Well, for those of you who don't know our language, the smeller is the same as the nose. This is how we speak in Eden method. We're very low tech here with our language. So, Mom, we're going to say goodbye for now to these beautiful people. Here is the link again if you'd like to join us, join.edenmethod.com, join.edenmethod.com. You know, I know a lot of membership sites that are $100 and $200 a month. Ours is less than $25. Like I said, one Starbucks a week. So we'd love to have you here. We love this community, and it's the only place you will find Mom every month because she's enjoying her life with her grandsons now in Oregon, but she still comes to the membership site.
I mean, I do have more time for that, but I still like to work, and I'll still go to some places. But Tuesday, I've just really committed myself to these Tuesdays. So
yeah, well, this is the place where you're consistent. Of course, you do
I'm
other
consistent here
now and again, but this is where you'll find her.
That's
the
right.
First Tuesday of the month. So join.edenmethod.com. We appreciate you. We will see you in February for Sleep, 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 and Valentine's Day and Mom's birthday month. Thank you so much, and come back next
Tuesday. Come back next month. Come back and say happy birthday to me. Okay.
Yes. And next Tuesday we'll have a live masterclass with one of our teachers. Check out the archives. Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year, everybody. And thank you for coming on board. I really appreciate it. Yeah, I want the world to know energy medicine. I want everyone on the planet to be able to do this for your children instead of giving them medicine. You know, heal your children, heal yourself, heal your grandparents, heal them all. Okay. Bye-bye, everybody.
Everybody, bye-bye.
Okay.
I know that I know I've got all that I need, so it's time to let it go. I'm through with complaining, living life small. Every emotion, I want to feel them all. I've spent too much time censoring who I am. I am open, I am